Hello guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about 2-7, but the formation for 2-7 can apply from 2-7 to 2-9. So I'm just going to spend a little bit more time this time explaining it. So the conditions are not really that hard. Win between 15 to 25 minutes. Win without using active skills except shots or passes. So that's usually most of the actives I know. And 5 stars or lower players only. This is really what's going to make it frustrating, and a lot of players just haven't wasted time getting those 4 or 5-star players. Well, 4 stars. So first thing I'm going to tell you, except for one specific player, you can pull this off with literally any team of 4 stars. The one rule of this is you do need to have on your team a Valkyria, and you need a Valkyria belonging to a friend. So first of all, call out to Neds or Mepsina from wherever we know him, and he's really chill, and he lent me his Valkyria to do this, and he kind of helped me out with a few of the CoT matches structures, so that's kind of cool. Now this is the formation I run. Now all you really need to know is you need a Valkyria ace. Valkyria is necessary for all those matches, so I really insist on you getting her. The reason why we care so much about Valkyria is because of her skill. Decrease the spirit and action bar of the enemies with a position. Meaning, if you're running this, you're going to be able to just pass it an infinite amount of time and just let time pass. Also, it's going to generate spirit. She's very good. She also decreases defense. So it's really nice to just have her there and to run her. Her active is also not bad in the matches where you're allowed to use it. Now, when you're building this team, you're basically going to need 3 types of players. You're going to need a Valkyria in midline, irrelevantly of what happens. You're going to need a penetrator. If you look, mine isn't even max level. She's 36. It's an Amy. The rule is she needs to have a penetration skill that costs half an action bar. This is the only requirement, and of course the fact she can penetrate. I did start throwing a few stones kind of on anyone, but that's just for the fun of it. So that shouldn't be that big of a problem. And then I chose White Tiger just because she can decrease the action speed with a pass. And she's going to generate a bit of spirit with a pass. Now you don't actually need White Tiger, but it does feel pretty nice to have a bonus action speed decrease. So I really wouldn't advise going to get her. She is not a special player, so it's very easy to find. Now for the rest of them, I actually decided to take rivals because they don't cost anything to amps up. It's very easy to do, and you're going to be able to just max them out right away. Now, what I did in the front line is, first of all, we're supposed to run a Noah. The reason is to run an ENB on Noah. In my case, as you can tell, she doesn't have one, but I'm just leaving her there because she has some nice line buffs. Increase attack bar within position, and she's a 4-star player, so it's not bad. You will need a passer. In this case, I'm running Kuyung. It honestly doesn't make a difference as long as she's got a decent pass effect and she can do the pass before the other players can play. I got kind of fed up and I gave her an ignition catalyst. If you have one and you want to, you can do it. If you don't, it honestly doesn't matter. I just did it because I want to be sure it's going to work. And then you need a striker. If it's dark, it's kind of better. If it's not, it can also work. You just need to have enough damage. Basically, max out their active because you're going to need to use it. And max out whatever skill you find is going to damage the goalkeeper most. There's really no big reason to turn this into a 5-star because the other special matches, you should be using bosses because on the 5, 6, you're going to be forced to use them. So when you do the other special sets, you shouldn't be using the 4-star ones. I did give her some nice stones. Again, I had some stones lying around. Decrease inflicted damage, speed. The speed was really nice. Receiving pass effect is just for the bonus dribble, and I ran a Pterodox Blood just to be sure she could one-hit KO. I also transcended her 22. The main idea is basically we get the ball, the Valkyrias pass between each other, they also pass to White Tiger, who's going to slow them down even more. If any of you are running an Eden, she's also a fine option instead of Amy. I know there's a new light one who was out recently, Didi. It's also fine to run her. She even gives you base spirit and speed. All of those players are fine. They just need to be able to penetrate front line. You need one passer, you need one striker, and you need one buffer. So let's get right into it. So again, they start having some pretty decent players, so you just want to be careful about it. The one rule of this match is you normally want to start with the ball. If you don't start with the ball, it's actually going to be a little bit more complicated. That's why my goalkeeper actually has a pass and is one of the rare goalkeepers in this game that can actually do some penetration. So we start with the ball, meaning we basically already won this. Again, you don't need to max out every player, but the main idea is just to be able to stop them. And the great thing about burning down their spirit is that you're actually going to be able to stop the active blocks of the goalkeeper, who's something you're often going to need. Now I'm getting pretty close to the limit, so maybe giving more speed to my line wouldn't be a bad idea. But even if they do try to penetrate me, it's not really that big of an issue. Here, so we're getting already really close to the time. Next time the ball goes to Amy, I'll use her to get past. Here, so that was the idea. It was really easy. All you had to do was be able to at least take one hit, or you could give even more of a speed buff. Amy doesn't actually give that, but she has really no issues penetrating. So that's why I preferred using Amy just in case, because in the last one, it is a little bit harder to penetrate. And here comes the reason why I was running her with Ignition Catalyst. Some of them are pretty fast. So like this, at the place of giving her speed stones or making her a 5-star, I was able to just run it like this. And now we can use an active pass. We give it to the striker. The striker is allowed to use an active shot. Again, use both actives, or you might not be able to one hit. And somehow it didn't work. And this is when it gets a little bit more complicated. But that was the official strategy. This is why having some decent players will allow you most of the time to get back out of the ball. Okay. I need to win before 25 minutes. That's fine. That's the advantage again of using Noah on the side. Is in the worst case scenario, if you mess up, she can also work as a striker. And the goalkeeper doesn't actually have an active block in this one, so that's completely fine. I know is under stone, under setup, but she's still able to take him out on the second shot. So that's what happens actually when you fail, and that's why using Noah is really nice, or Sam, whoever you got. So I hope this helps people understand exactly how to run this one, and this is the formation for the other 4 matches. All of them are going to run the exact team setup, and some other things might be a little bit different when I'm talking about the other matches. But for this formation, this should be fine. And again, as I said, it doesn't need to be the exact same players as me. Have a good day, guys.